today we are going to discuss some theorems on convergent sequence. Okay, so theorem is if the sequence of real number Sn where n runs from 1 to infinity is convergent to L means this sequence has limit L, then this sequence Sn has no limits, means this sequence has no or this sequence cannot converge to this sequence Sn cannot converge to limit distinct from L, okay. Statement says that if any sequence Sn is converged to L, then there has no distinct limit other than L, means any convergent sequence has unique limit. Okay, this statement says that any convergent sequence has unique limit, means only one limit. Okay, that is in symbolically, that is if limit n tends to infinity Sn is equal to L, and limit n tends to infinity Sn means this sequence Sn has two limits L and M, then L and M are same, that is unique. Okay, then L is equal to M, or any convergent sequence has unique limit. Okay, that is any convergent sequence is converges to unique point. Okay, so proof of our theorem is, how to proving this theorem? This theorem statement says that L is equal to M, means if given sequence has two limits, then their two limits are same. L is equal to M. If limit n tends to infinity, Sn is equal to L, and this sequence Sn has again other limit is M, then L and M are same. Okay, so proof is by contradiction. Contradiction means here to show that L is equal to M, proof by contradiction to assume that L is not equal to M. Okay, so proof by contradiction. Let n runs from 1 to infinity, okay, be a sequence of real number. Let Sn be a sequence of real numbers. Okay, and to show that or if limit n tends to infinity Sn is equal to L, and limit n tends to infinity Sn is equal to M, and to show here, what is to prove here, L and M are equal, that is Sn has unique limit point. Okay, so proof by contradiction. How to prove by contradiction means assume that L is not equal to M. Okay, so their limit is unique, so assume that their limit is not unique. Okay, means their limit is different. Then suppose that L is not equal to M, which implies that L minus M, their value is also non-zero. Okay, their value is negative or positive, but their value is non-zero value, that is mod L minus M, their mod is always also greater than 0, because their value is not equal to 0. Their mod is negative. If L minus M is negative, then their mod is also positive. and L minus M is positive, then their modulus is also positive. So mod of L minus M is greater than 0, which implies that mod of L minus M, any positive number divides by 2, then their value is also greater than 0. Okay, so we take epsilon is equal to mod of L minus M divided by 2, which is greater than 0. Okay, which is greater than 0. So this is equation number 1. Since limit Sn has, if limit n tends to infinity, Sn has limit L, then by epsilon n definition, for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists n1 for this sequence. For this limit, L limit has choose n1. Okay, there exists n1 belongs to I such that mod of Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Mod of Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater equal n1. Okay, for all n greater equal n1. This is equation number 2. And for this sequence, for this limit m, there exists n2. Okay, since limit n tends to infinity, Sn is equal to m, therefore by epsilon n definition, for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists n2. Okay, there exists n2 belongs to I such that mod Sn minus m is less than epsilon for all n greater equal n2. Okay, this is equation number 3. Say that. Okay, here for limit n tends to infinity, Sn has limit L, then by using epsilon n definition, for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists n1 belongs to I. Here at least one element exists in positive integer such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Okay, and for limit m also n2, any other integer exists, n2 belongs to I such that mod Sn minus m is less than epsilon. Okay, so then equation 1 to choose n, then choose capital N. Okay, choose capital N is equal to maximum of n1 and n2. Choose capital N is equal to maximum of n1 and n2. Why? Because here n is greater equal n1 and n is greater equal n2. Okay, n1 is greater equal n1 and n is greater equal n2. So here n1 is greater than n2, then n is equal to n1, and n1 is less equal n2, then n is equal to n2. So choose n is equal to maximum of n1 and n2, then equation 2 and 3 becomes, then equation second equation, then this equation 2 and 3 becomes, then equation 2 and 3 becomes mod of Sn minus L, is less than epsilon for all n greater equal n. Okay, for all n greater equal n. Okay, here n is maximum of n1 and n2, which imply that n is greater equal n1 and n is also greater equal n2. N is greater equal n1 and n is greater equal n2. If n1 is greater than n2, then n is greater equal n1. If n2 is greater than n1, means n2 is maximum of n1 and n2, then n is equal to n2. Okay, so in this way equation 2 becomes n is greater equal n and mod Sn minus m is less than epsilon, where n is greater equal n. Okay, so this is equation number 2. Only change the n1 by n and n2 by n. Okay, so suppose that this is equation number 4. Okay, this is equation number 4. Now consider mod L minus m. Consider mod L minus m is equal to L, add and subtract Sn here, adding and subtracting Sn minus m. Okay, adding and subtracting L plus Sn minus m. Okay, L minus, only rearranging here, minus m. Okay, and then mod here using result x plus y is strictly less equal mod x plus mod y. Using this result here, this is say that x and this is say that y, then this is less equal mod of L minus Sn plus mod Sn minus m. Okay, using this result mod of x plus y is less equal mod x plus mod y. Here suppose that L minus Sn is x and Sn minus m is y, then this term is less equal mod L minus Sn plus mod Sn minus m. So this equal to for this equation. Okay, so this equal to mod of minus 1 Sn minus L, minus sign here common, plus Sn minus m. So using result mod AB is equal to mod A into mod B. Here this is minus 1 into mod of Sn minus L plus Sn minus m. And so mod of minus 1 is 1 into mod Sn minus L plus mod Sn minus m. Okay, and so which implies that mod Sn minus 1 plus mod Sn minus m, mod Sn minus L plus mod Sn minus m, that is L minus m is less equal mod Sn minus L plus Sn minus m. Okay, but value of Sn minus L is strictly less than epsilon, and their value is also strictly less than epsilon. This is strictly less than for this term. Okay, this is strictly less than for this term, therefore their value is Sn minus L strictly less than epsilon and plus Sn minus m is strictly less than epsilon, so their value is 2 epsilon. This is equal to for this term. Okay, therefore mod L minus m is strictly less than 2 epsilon, but value of epsilon is mod of L minus m divided by 2. Okay, value of epsilon is, so putting their value is 2 into mod L minus m divided by 2, and we get 2 get cancelled, remaining only mod of L minus m, that is mod L minus m is strictly less than mod L minus m, and this is impossible. Okay, this is impossible, or which is impossible. Why this is impossible? Because any number is not strictly less than itself. Okay, any number is not strictly less than itself, and here equation star exists to mod L minus m is strictly less than L minus m. Okay, and therefore which is contradiction, therefore this is impossible, which is contradiction. Hence our assumption was wrong. Our assumption was wrong. Our assumption is L is not equal to m. Our assumption is L is not equal to m. This is wrong, which implies that L is equal to m. That is L is equal to m means any convergent sequence has unique limit or which converges to unique point. Okay, that is any convergent sequence has unique limit. Okay, so this is our proof. How to prove this theorem? Only proof by contradictions. Here we have to show L is equal to m. Here assume that L is not equal to m. Then L minus 1 also is not equal to 0. Then their modulus is greater than 0. Then any positive number divided by 2, then their value also greater than 0. We taking epsilon is equal to mod L minus m divided by 2. This value is greater than 0. So limit Sn has limit L. Then choosing one Sn has limit L, which implies that there exists for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists n1. Okay, here considering any number positive integer n1 belongs to I, such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Similarly for limit m, and then choosing maximum number n1 and n2. N is equal to maximum of n1 and n2, such that equation 2 and 3 becomes Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater or equal n. Okay, and similarly for this say that equation number 4. And now consider lastly mod L minus m is equal to, only add and subtract Sn. So we get rearrange all this term, and Sn minus L is strictly less than epsilon, and Sn minus m is also strictly less than epsilon from equation 4. Okay, from equation 4, taking their value is strictly less than epsilon, and putting value of epsilon L mod of L minus m divided by 2, we get a contradiction for this. Mod of L minus 1 is strictly less than L minus 1 here exists, but this is impossible because any number is not strictly less than itself. Okay, so therefore which is contradiction means our assumption was wrong, and our assumption is L is equal to m. This is wrong, which implies that L is equal to m. This is true. Okay, therefore L is equal to m means any convergent sequence has unique limit point. Okay.